There's no way this is the strongest player in the whole of Squid Game. Like and subscribe if you guys are excited for the new Squid Game Season 3. Have you guys ever asked yourself, who has the most raw strength amongst the players in the brutal games? Well, today I'm going to be ranking the strongest Squid Game players throughout Season 1 to Season 2. You guys won't believe who comes in first place, so make sure you watch till the end. Get ready everyone, because this is going to be one interesting video. It took me a while to gather all this information for you guys. By the way, I will only be speaking about raw strength, not experience or power. Just players that have natural strength. I'll be ranking the top 10 players, so let's jump right into 10th place now. That brings us to Namingo first. This guy gives me the ick. Namingo was first showcased in Season 2. We got a glimpse that he was Thanos' friend too. Namingo was only leeching on Thanos throughout the games. He also bullied the weak, for example, Minsu. Minsu was a player that was very quiet and wanted to quit the games, but Namingo peer pressured him into continuing the games. At this point, we only saw him as a bully, until we approached the ending of Season 2, where he ended up killing 2 players. He killed Simi, Minsu's friend, very fast, but he used a knife in the process. He also stabbed another player in the bathroom very brutally. From all his kills, I can say that Namingo killed, but with weapons. We didn't really get the chance to see him use his bare hands, and that's why he comes at number 10. Let's now move on to number 9. In number 9, we have the one and only Thanos. Thanos was a very chaotic character that pushed people to their death for his own benefit. What a sneaky guy he is. He had one major target throughout the season, and that was MG Coin, player 333. Player 333 had scammed Thanos. When Thanos tried buying his coin, it failed. Thanos was obviously upset by this and threatened player 333 all the time, calling him his slave. In one of the episodes, Thanos threw food on his face, and he got really upset by it, so he jumped on Thanos. But Thanos overpowered him, and started throwing multiple punches, obviously overpowering him. Inho, the frontman, steps in, and oh boy, does he teach Thanos a lesson. He chokes Thanos while he's on top of him, trying to teach him a lesson for bullying Lee Myung-gi. At this point, we can tell Thanos has some strength to him, but is nowhere near the level that Inho is. Thanos also ends up overpowering Lee Myung-gi in the bathroom brawl fight, but ends up getting stabbed with a fork. I guess Thanos would have ended up killing player 333 if he didn't have a weapon on him. But what can I say? Squid Game has no rules. Anything brutal is likely to happen. Thanos was strong, but certainly not the strongest. His trash talk was definitely on top. I can definitely say that. Alright guys, let's move on to number 8 now. We now move on to another character, but he's not a player, he's indeed a cop. Hiong Jung Jo. Hiong Jung Jo has his police combat ability skills, I can definitely say this. Junho killed 2 guards in Season 1 with ease, as he fooled them by pretending to be one of the guards. Junho is always on alert, and knows what to do in the worst situations. I guess he gets it from his brother, their frontman. I feel like I should put him higher on this list, but his strength more comes towards the guns, since he was trained more on guns rather than hand-to-hand combat. But we will keep him at number 7 now. Now we move on to number 6. Number 6 is a player that is absolutely loved by the audience. We all wish he didn't die in Season 1, especially in the way he did. Abdul Ali. You might think, how is Ali on this list? He didn't kill or fight anyone. How can we really know how strong Ali is? Well, I'm about to explain that right now. In one of the first episodes in Season 1, Red Light Green Light is played. That's when we get a glimpse of Ali. All I will say is Jihun would not be here today if Ali wasn't there. Ali actually saved his life, if you guys didn't forget. Jihun fell down during Red Light Green Light in Season 1, but Ali's fast reflex held him on point. He held his whole body with one hand, not shaking at all, as Jihun was about to fall to the ground and get eliminated. If that's not raw strength, I don't know what else is. This scene really showed how strong Ali was, even if we didn't get the chance to see him fight. With his personality, we can argue that maybe he would have never gotten into a fight because of his nice character. But who knows if someone triggered him. Maybe he would go ape on the guy. Moving on to number 6 now. I feel like you guys might be confused with this one, but this player sits right at this place to me. Cho Sang Wu. Sang Wu has a higher combat skill, even more than Hiong Jung Jo, since she was in the Air Force. She has army combat skills. In the ending scene of season 2, we can see Hiong Ju has great knowledge on the weapons, naming each one of them and explaining how each of them work to the other players that want to take part in the rebellion. Honestly, this scene really surprised me. I knew something special was up with her as soon as she slapped the living hell out of Shaman. That scene was just great to watch. Hiong Jun does really good in the rebellion. She ends up killing 3 guards. The only thing I can say is let's find out how her raw strength plays out in season 3. We now move on to the 5th strongest person on this rank. This brings us to Cho Sang Wu. Cho Sang Wu had more of the raw strength type. The guy was just a banker. He probably never even got into a real fight until Squid Games. In season 1, he killed 3 people. One was the beloved Ali by manipulating him into losing a game. That kill wasn't really him though. The guards shot him, but it was definitely his fault. The second player was he pushed player 017 off the glass bridge with ease. And his third kill was Kang Se Biok by stabbing her in the neck. The kill was so brutal, even Squid Games decided not to show it to us. The guy had fighter instincts from the very start, even if he never experienced it before. That's why he comes in number 5. Oh, number 4 guys is gonna be so fun to talk about because I really like this guy. He's one of my favorite players. In 4th place, we have the salesman. I didn't really know how strong the salesman was until the first episode of season 2. And wow, I can definitely say it shocked me. No, seriously. His combat skills were out of this planet. When Jong Seok and his boss are in the lookout for the salesman, they end up spotting him in the subway station. And then they end up following him to a more low-key area. But then bam! The salesman catches them off guard and knocks both of them out in a blink of a second. The salesman is a real assassin. He's definitely been trained for many years to take care of situations like this. It was definitely not his first time. No wonder the guy hasn't been caught. And he's been to every station in Seoul. That's just crazy to think about. Guys, get ready because now we are entering the top 3 strongest players. We come over now to the main character, Jihun. Jihun is a genuine guy. We don't really see him fighting too often because that's not what he stands with. But in season 1, we can see him fighting in the final episode to declare who is the Squid Game winner. Jihun was basically forced to fight for his life. That's the only reason why he ended up fighting. The determination Jihun has to win was very high. We, the audience, see Jihun struggling against Cho Sang Wu and we think for a second he's going to lose. But then the unexpected happens. He bites the foot of Chang Woo and ends up getting on top of him, beating him to death. Yes, okay, the salesman might whoop Jihun in a fight, but in the end, maybe Jihun can come out on the top because he has the heart of a lion. So yes, Jihun ends up getting 3rd place for raw strength amongst the Squid Game players. I can't believe we're almost done with this rank. We are now coming on to the 2nd strongest player in Squid Game. Do you guys have any idea who this person could be? I want you guys to think for a second. This is a very nasty player, Jang Daku. Jang Daku was a real criminal in the show, even before the games. Jang Daku was in a gang before the games. He even killed one of his gang members in the start of season 1. Jang Daku had absolutely no remorse for his kills. He killed players just for confronting him about something that was already his fault. He was a very nasty guy. He beat player 271 to death with his own bare hands, something we didn't see in season 2. Jang Daku didn't need any weapons. The only weapons he needed were his fists. He later died luckily when player 212 fooled him and jumped off the glass bridge while holding onto him tightly. I can't see Jang Daku dying in any other way, since he's a very strong guy. The only way for his disappearance could be to be manipulated. And that's exactly what happened. Are you guys ready for the final person on this list now? I'm now going to reveal the strongest player in Squid Games now. I think you guys can already guess who it is. In-ho, the frontman. In season 1, we only saw him with a gun, since he was disguised as the frontman, and only shot the guards when they didn't follow his orders. But in season 2, we can see him as player 001, which is absolutely shocking. In one of the scenes, Thanos is bothering another player called Lee Myung-gi, which I already mentioned at the start of this video. In-ho steps in to try to stop the fight, but Thanos gets cocky since he thinks In-ho is just another old man there. But little did Thanos know, he had no idea what was coming his way. In-ho absolutely dominated both Thanos and Namingo so quickly. All Inho had to do was kick Namingo in the leg lightly and twist Thanos' fingers. Inho definitely hit a pressure point on Thanos, then proceeded to get on top of Thanos and choke him. Inho later realized his strength and stepped back. He also didn't want other people getting suspicious with how strong Inho really was. He didn't want to risk his identity being exposed. So yes, Inho gets number 1 by far. The only way a player can take him on is a gun to his head. And that might be what Jihun does when he becomes the next frontman. Squid Game Season 3 is almost here, and we all can't wait for it. It feels like it's forever, and it kind of is. It's still 100 days away. But let's not count the days, because that will only take longer. Let me know down below how excited are you guys for Squid Game Season 3. But I'm about to wrap this video now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe once again. I will also add my recent video on the screen right now. If you guys are interested, I talk about if players never joined the games, where would they be right now? It's definitely worth a watch. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out and take care everyone. Goodbye.